Right, so this is the fishing brolly that I'm going to try and fix. It is the KNX brolly. Don't really know how many inches it is, probably more like 65 inches, something like that across. So what happened was the fastening cord in here, which is made of steel, snapped when I was moving it in the wind, slight wind, probably due to overuse, and so I've just bought some new cord. I've showed you, what should I say, wire, galvanized wire, 1.6mm, and I think that's about right size. Right, one of the things that's essential is this steel wire. This is galvanized so it won't rust, flexible and high tensile strength, which is really what I want. Ideal for exterior use, brilliant. And this is, for my brolly, it's 1.6mm. 1.6mm, and this is 30 meters for about £3.89, something like that, from Tool Station. I'll leave a link in the description. So 1.6, see that? Right, so I've just checked the diameter of this hole here. It's hard to see. I'll give you a close up. It kind of fits through there with a little bit of room spare. So I'm hoping, oh no, I won't be able to get two strands in there. I'm just making sure I separate the ribs out into the main supporting ribs, like these ones. These ones that run along here, and these kind of side ribs. I don't know what you call them, but probably a technical name for it. Look, they've all busted out of the pockets here. I'm going to spend a bit of time lining them up, moving these ones back. Now that it's in some kind of order, what I'm going to do is, obviously I've got all these kind of storm side bar attachments there, make sure they're in the right place, and then I'm actually going to uncouple them from here, because it'll be impossible to attach them in the centre with, you know, the length of the bar and the cloth as it is flat is impossible. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to uncouple them all the way, and on this brolly, this KNX brolly, just push it out, really push it out like that, and just leave it like that. And it's possible I may need to uncouple them and then slide them out, but as long as they're in the right order. So for some reason, 8 bars and 9 notches on this design brolly, and I think that one there is the odd one out, and look quite right. It's probably where the cable kind of folds back in itself and is crimped, bent over, spun round into a corkscrew and tucked in there, I think would make sense. So these sit not just like that, you have to push them in deep in there. However, I need to get one of the wire into to start off into one of these holes first, and then work it way round one at a time. Oh, it's just a case of uncoupling it from here. I thought this was all part of the same thing, but it's actually not. So just uncouple it, take out what I need, easy as that, and then couple it back up. Not that long probably. Nice straight piece. And where should I start? Start from where I think I should start. Maybe have a piece sticking out like that, and then try and thread it through. Right, so put it round, kind of, and it's a case of, as I shorten it, I tuck them in at the same time. So quite fiddly. all kind of be lined up at the same time and then shorten at the same time. Quite difficult. Right, it looks like the technique is obviously roughly have these lining up, but then from back here just shove them in and the wire will take care of itself. So I've got my hand on the rear of this. Push it in. See it? Kind of goes in nicely. I want to fall out again. Push it in like that. A few more. For those of you who are more observant, I've got all of these upside down. Basically because the bottom bit is heavier. Just drop down the bottom. This hinge thing must be on top because the shorter rib is got to be coming up here in a minute. Right, so I'm going to do that again. Right, I've got it to this stage where, yeah, it's almost, see, it's still a bit loose. To try and push them all in so they're equally pushed in. And I've got the two coming out that bit where I tie off from, and I might use the pliers just to leverage to make sure it's tight. I guess not too tight. It should be a little bit free to move, I guess. Hopefully you'll be able to see. What I'm going to do is one-handed. So we get to the stage where it's pushed in as much as they reasonably can. And then I think the act of twisting these wires will tighten it even further. I'm just going to cut them a bit shorter, I mean, in there. There'll be another cut once I complete the task. So I've never really tried this job before, however, just using my technique of slow, steady, and then just logical, just do things logically. Base. Tightening action. These I'm using a bit of tape on it. I don't want to scar any of the cabling, the wire, because the wire for the metal on the pliers is going to be way harder than the metal on the wire. And this should be causing it to tighten up and give it a little extra push. And they're in there really. As I tighten this more, I need to think about taking that tape off to give me a bit more grip. Next step is to figure out, that's what it looks like. Next step is to figure out how I want to do the next part, whether or not have the ribs vertical and just attach them onto the kind of the clippy hub thing, and then just kind of insert them in afterwards would be the most logical thing. If I stretched out the canvas, if I put them all in there, it'll be like a big bit of tension on it. I'm not sure I will have enough hands and arms to fit it all back together. So I'm going to try undoing these and doing it and fastening it in a vertical way to start with. So now I've got it to this sort of position. I'm going to start the process again. Thread it through the two opposite ends to the little notch. I think in this case it's down here. The little notch was down here, I think. Here it is. So anyway, put them in some sort of order. So obviously I'm going to lift that up and put the notch thing where the two cables meet. I discovered the best thing to do is to lay it down. So the notch is on the opposite side. Just do I just put 1, 2, 3, 4 ribs in the opposite side to the notch. I'll probably just hold it and flip it around. And I've got it looking like this. Obviously I think it would help if you, because a lot of these brollies do not come with a bar. You need a bar in the middle to help you maneuver things around. So I'm just kind of grasping and pushing them all together in the centre, and I should just tighten up. And that should be it. Right, now the last bit. Oh, by the way, sometimes you gotta watch these ends don't fall out or stay inside the brolly as you take it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Sometimes they stay in the brolly and you're shifting around, you might lose them. Make sure you've got to have all those ends. And it's just a case of putting the fabric back. I don't know which way would be the most logical. Probably the rear would be the most logical to do first. So I'll probably put in about 6 of the ribs into the hole. What I did is to obviously have it folded up and pull the cloth into the rib. It's easier that way. Don't forget I'll need to fasten those Velcro in the centre before I open the brolly up. That's it, completed. I made a tiny pinprick of a hole in my brolly when I took it apart. When it basically snapped on me in the beach. So I'm going to patch it up with a bit of tape, Gorilla tape. So looks like it's functioning well. It's too big really to show on the camera. Get it all in. Looks like it's okay. Mechanism is good, really, which is good. That's it. That like, subscribe button. Always card, anything really. It is all done. Thanks for watching. I just tidy up the Velcro. Look at him, he's come from the beach or something. Anyway, I'll let him go and patch up that little tiny pinprick hole. Thanks for watching.